we're going to talk about truthfulness. And there's a lot of topics, amazing topics about what truthfulness is all about. I just want to make mention that when they found out, made a survey on why marriages don't make it. Okay, there were a list, top 5 list, kung ano yung mga reasons kung bakit hindi nag-work ang marriage. And the number 1 on the list has something to do with truthfulness. Kasama sa list is money. Kasama sa list is communication. Okay? Kasama sa list is just the business and very petty things. But the number 1 in the list is actually mistrust. And that causes a lot of marriage problems. That's why we're talking about these things. Pinag-usapan natin itong mga to. Because really, when you talk about truth, the opposite of truthfulness is actually lies. And the devil, tawag ganun sabi sa demonyo, what's his name? He's branded, he's the father of lies. Diba? Satan himself is the father of lies. And on the contrary, God himself is the truth. And the truth is a person. Diba? He is the way, the truth, and the life. So we're actually going to talk about, we're talking about God in this lesson. It is the very nature of God that when you have it, makes the marriage. And when you don't have it, when that thing is blemished, that's when the problem arises. Doon nagkakaroon ng problema. And sometimes we call it, whitewash it, we call it white lie. Di ba narinig nyo yung term na white lie? Parang, white lie lang naman eh. O yung mother ko, Mom, may tumatawag sa inyo. And my mom would say, pakisabi, wala ako. Wala po siya eh. She's done that before. And she's not here. But that's a lie. Because she's there. As simple as that may be. So today we will be talking about that. And let me just say this, that many of the sins that grew big started with a very simple lie. Nagsimula sa isang maliit na lie. Okay? And this is something that really destroys marriages. And again, the good news, let me just say this before we even the context or before I continue on. The nice thing about becoming a Christian is that if the pieces, if you get a vase, a nice vase, and it falls to the ground and shatters, it is almost impossible to put the pieces back together again. Ang hirap na ilagay, di ba? Pag nabasag na yan. It's very true in a marriage that when the trust has been damaged, it is almost impossible, if not impossible to make it come back. Again, the nice thing is we have a God that works on the impossible. He's a God of the impossible. Kaya niya eh. So pag bumagsak, si Lord lang yung makakaayos. Hindi kaya na ng tao ayusin yan eh. Okay? Sinasabi ko nga sa mga anak ko, I have 3 kids by the way. I have Luis is turning 26, 23, and a 21. Tatlo po yung anak ko. I'm 3 years older than my son, Luis. I'm 29. So, I just lied. Okay? But, what I'm saying is, once nasira, nag-crash na ng hirap na, but the good news though, the good news is, God, in His grace, can put things together again and change hearts. Change hearts. So today, it's good to think about this. My prayer, again, nagka-pray ako, Lord, this is really hard to teach kasi this is something that requires an open heart. Hindi mababago, hindi namin kaya baguhin yung puso ng tao, pero si Lord kaya. Through prayer. So pinagpipray ko na sana matweak, mabago yung puso natin. Ano? And I'd like to tell you of the story, one story of David. Alala niyo si King David. when in 2 Samuel 11, he was it's about the first king of Israel, David. While the Israelite army was in battle against the Ammonites, King David was on the roof of the palace, remember this? Watching a beautiful woman, Bathsheba, bathing, and was attracted to her. She was a married woman, and yet King David ordered her to be with her. She became pregnant, so King David had her husband, Uriah, placed in the forefront of battle to guarantee his death. When Uriah died, Bathsheba mourned his death. When her mourning was over, King David took her to be his wife. But the thing that David had done displeased the Lord. I don't know if you remember that story. Diba? Again, David was in the wrong place. He was not in the right place. Okay? And I just want to say that in another verse, I'm going to look at different verses here. Another verse in Genesis, if you remember Adam and Eve, naalala ko si Adam and Eve, they said, there's a verse there that, alam nyo na, sinabi niya, no, you'll become wise. And then, when they ate of the apple, or the fruit, rather, sabi dito, then the eyes of both of them were open, and they realized they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. In another version, it says, at that moment, they suddenly felt shame at their nakedness. Okay? Kumbaga, at that point, they wanted to cover things up. Gusto nila magtakip. Kasi sin in itself is really shameful. Diba? You want to hide the truth. You don't want the truth to be exposed. Ayaw natin expose yung truth. Diba? Kasi, it is shameful, nakakahiya. Ito yung mga bagay na ginagawa natin na hindi natin gusto malaman ng ibang tao, gusto lang natin isarili. Gusto lang natin na walang makakita. In fact, sometimes we hide it. Na-experience ko ba yun? We hide things because you're ashamed. Similar with si Adam and Eve, they were ashamed. Nahihiya sila, so they wanted to cover themselves so that others will not see. Of course, God sees naman, diba? So, yun yung ng problema ng sin. Okay? Truth, on the other hand, is something that you can expose. In fact, the Bible says, when you know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And there's a lot of things that we can learn from these verses, no? Okay? And I just want to say this, no? Kasi yung pag hindi tayo out in the open. I remember one time I was preaching at sa Fort Bonifacio. I was preaching, and I had a classmate. I don't know if I told you this. I had a classmate from Ateneo. I'm from Ateneo, by the way. From high school and college. I got my classmate from Ateneo. In Ateneo, we call each other our last name. Oh, Gutierrez! Oh, Duque! That's how they call me. So I was preaching, and when I was preaching, I saw this familiar face. This is like 20 years, 30 years later. Nakita ko yung classmate ko. Nag-preach ako, siya pa yun. Kasi medyo siya pa rin, pero medyo mas malaki na ng konti. So after I preached, I went down, and he approached me. Tawag pa rin niya sa akin, Duque. Duque, sabi ko. So, akala ko, siguro Christian na rin to. Pero nagmura siya eh. So, alam ko yung mga Christian na ito. Kasi, during that time, alam mo, tatlong mura isang sentence, diba? Ay, Duque! Tapos, unang tanong niya sa akin, sabi niya sa akin, pari ka na pala. Pari ka na pala. Sabi ko, preach ka pa ngayon Sino nag-imbita ito? May mga kaibigan na daan ako, nag-imbitahan daw siya. Grabe. Kwentuhan ko, ilan na anak mo? Kwentuhan ko. And then he pulled me aside, and this is what he said. Binulungan niya ako. Sabi, bro, sabi niya, alam ba nila yung mga pinaggagawa natin? Anong ba rin yung mga pinagagawa natin? So, tapos, and then I looked at him and I said, sabi ko kay, since Larry said, bro, alam nila lahat, na-confess ko na lahat. Biglang nawala na yung stain. The power of sin just left. Bro, like, nailabas na lang. In fact, in my mind, pag ipituwa ko nga, sinabi ko na sa kanila, wala na akong tinago. Alam na nila lahat. Kaya nga, nasarap na huminga. See, sin, when it's exposed, pag na-expose, nawawala yun sa power. Diba? During the Roman times, mga panahon ng mga Roman Empire, yung mga, the emperors and the kings would get a sculptor, kumukuha sila ng sculptors, and what they would do is they would have their bust made, yung mukha nila, they get a huge piece of stone, and they carve it into the face of the whoever, the king or the emperor. Okay? And the sculptor, yung sculptor, ang ginagawa ng sculptor is gagawin niya, but somewhere, because this is a very expensive piece of stone, habang chisel niya yung bust, sometimes they accidentally break something, the ear or the nose, di ba? May na-break. Ito pag chisel niya ng gano'n, sometimes let's say nabali yung ilong. Ang ginagawa ng sculptor, oh my gosh, nalaglag yung ilong. Eh, ang mahal, magagaling sa akin kung emperor na ito, ang ginagawa niya, kumukuha sila ng wax. Okay? And they put wax, and they stick it together, at wina-wax nila, bago nila, pinipintahan or something. Okay? And, I'm saying that story kasi, the word sincere, or coming from the word sincero, means exposed in the light. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun eh. Sincero, sincere. When they say the bust is sincere, what they do is they expose the bust, lalagay nila sa ilalim ng araw. At pag naarawan, yung wax nagme-melt. Tapos nalalaglag yung mga parts na nalalaglag yung ilong. Oh, liloko mo ako ah. Diba? So, ine-expose nila yung mga areas nila because it's not sincere. Okay? Hindi siya one piece. Hindi siya sincere. So, they expose it. So, many times, I'm saying that to say that the good thing about us, it is a church, and the good thing about Jesus and what He did is, when we already, a truthfulness kasi is you're exposing. Okay, you expose, you have somebody, now, so of course Jesus is not here physically, but He's with us spiritually. He says, confess your sins. There's nowhere in the Bible where it says, confess your sins to God. If you notice that. It's always confess your sins to one another. Okay? To somebody. Okay? Kasi, confess ko na kay Lord, para wala nang makalam, ayaw ko nagpaalam. It's always good to do that. So, truthfulness is actually bringing out something in the open. Okay? Because when you bring it out in the open, you don't have to tell the whole world. But when you bring it out in the open, which is shameful, which is disgraceful, nakakahiya kasi yung sin, that's when healing starts coming in. That's when restoration starts coming in. Diba? Okay, parang there's a refreshing that comes with being truthful. Of course, after you've done that, alam na natin how shameful and how disastrous, how this thing can kill us. And I'm here to tell you that we can all start today. Okay? Whatever happened in the past, alam mo si God, ang ganda eh. Kaya ni Lord, no? He doesn't care what you did yesterday. What He cares about is, are you repentant? And do you want to move forward? You understand what I'm saying? Because none of us are perfect. Okay? Wala sa ating perfect. Okay? And so, ang gusto natin mangyari kasi is, kaya ako sinasabi, the only way is for you to expose something and not hide, because ito yung lessons na, no? Genuine confession leads to genuine change. Okay? Exposing the truth leads to genuine change. One unconfessed sin will lead to another. isang unconfessed sin will lead to another unconfessed sin. Alam niyo, subukan niyo ba magsinungaling? Ako dati kasi tawag sa perennial liar po ako eh. Yung you sin one and then you have to cover up with 7. And then next thing you know, you have to cover the 7 with times 7, 49. Until nalilito ka na eh, di ba? Mahuhuli ka na kasi dami ng covering eh. Because one unconfessed sin will lead to another. Okay? Hiding in the dark hurts. Being in the light heals. So if you hide in the dark, it will continue to hurt you. But being in the light will heal you. That's where healing comes in. When you expose things. Okay? So walking in truthfulness. Very, very important. And I can tell you this, the glorious things about God is experienced when we're doing things in the light. Okay? Ang sarap ng relationship when it's open. Ang sarap ng relationship when both are honest. When both of the parties can sleep knowing, I trust this person. I forgave this person and I trust this person. It is such a good relationship when you know that the other person is for you and not against you. It's such a good relationship knowing that what he says or what she says, I can count on. Pag sinabi niya, paniniwala ako to. Okay? I can trust the person. So here's what I want to talk about. Very important. This is the part where, Jay, how do we build trust? How do you manage? How do you do this? Okay. Okay. I have too many notes. Let me just turn on this now. Because I don't want you to miss out on this. Eh. Dami kong gadgets, no? Kompleto yung gadgets, eh. I learned this from Pastor Joey. Sabi niya, Jay, love is not the foundation of relationships. What? I thought if you love somebody, but that's the foundation. The foundation of relationships is trust. And he said, remember Adam and Eve, when God kicked them out of the Garden of Eden, it wasn't because he didn't love them. It was because he did not trust them. Inalis siya doon because being not trustworthy is really a sin. It's really a sin. If you're not trustworthy, God could not have a relationship. Nahirapan siya magkaroon ng relationship sa somebody na niloloko siya. So the trust is really the foundation of all relationships. How hard it is to build trust and how easy it is to lose it. Just one incident and it's gone. You build it for so long, and one incident it just leaves you. Relationships are destroyed when trust is removed from the equation. Okay? It is something that destroys. Pero nga, sometimes it takes a lifetime. Bakit ganun? 2 years na ako, nag-apologize na ako ng 1 year. Gagalit pa rin si Mrs. Nagdududa pa rin siya sa akin, wala naman na akong ginagawa. You have to realize that there are certain things that even if it's 10 years later, there's still a sting. May sting pa rin eh. Parang, nahihirapan ako eh. It's not because I don't want to trust you. I'm just having a hard time. Because that's the effect of losing trust. See, you can love somebody like Christ, God loves Adam and Eve, but you don't trust them. How many of you have relatives that you love, but you don't trust? Meron bang ganun? You have relatives, I love them to death. Unfortunately, I don't trust them. So love is different from trust. Love is a decision. Love is not earned. Talked about that last time. Love is a decision. I don't care no matter what, I will love you. However, I told this to my kids, darling, I love you. Okay? But because of what you did, you have to build up the trust fund again. Because what you did, nawala yung trust ko eh. And it takes a while to bring it up again. Love is something you don't earn, but trust is something you have to earn. Just like money, I mean trust fund. You have to build it up again. You have to, you grow it, you work for it. Now how do you gain trust? Consistency builds trust. Consistency is a powerful word. Very powerful word. That a lot of people feel that they only do one thing and they're trustworthy. Or they will force, narinig nyo na yung mag-asawa, sabi, trust me. Trust me. You force somebody to trust you. You can't. Because it's something that you build over time. It's something that you have to earn over time. I have to earn it. Diba? Kasi consistency, when you're consistent over a certain period of time, that's when the trust grows big again. Doing the same thing, being honest consistently. Okay? Again, it starts from very little things. Nagsisimula po yan from very little things. I tell you, the guy who stole $10 million did not, hindi yan nagising one day. Sabi, magnakaw tayo ng $10 million. That person who stole $10 million started with $1. It started with 5, tapos naging 5, mamaya lumalaki na. Okay? They didn't start small. They didn't start big, they started small. It's the same with trust. It starts with a very, simple lang naman yun eh. Hindi naman na konting compromise. Many of the people who, I'll tell you, many of the people who committed adultery, okay lang ba, we can talk like adults, okay? Many of the people who committed adultery didn't start with adultery. It started with a peak. Nagsimula yan sa isang peak sa pornography. Nagsimula yan sa high with an office mate. It didn't start big. That's why you have to guard in your heart, Lord, even if it's small, Lord, you have to get convicted by it. Whether it's money, whether it's relationship, Lord, any blemish. Do you know that one lie, listen to this. Do you know that one lie can get you to hell? You don't have to kill a person to get you to hell. One lie is just equivalent to one, if you murder somebody, as far as heaven is concerned. It starts with the little things. And Jesus died for that one little thing that we call it's nothing. We feel it's nothing, but it's something. I learned it because I think I'm shallow, and I grew up shallow. I grew up like that. Until I learned to take little things seriously. Little things. I'll give you an example of little things. And it can start growing big. Okay? You said you're coming, but you did not come. That's a lie. Diba? You said yes, but you didn't do it. You understand what I'm saying? It's very little things. The people will love you naman eh. Okay, if I did that to my wife, I said yes, I didn't do it, she'd still love me. But in the back of her mind, the trust is diminishing. So you want to be careful with your words. Kailangan yung congruent. In other words, kailangan yung words mo matches your deeds. Okay? And there's the other thing, it's not just saying no to something you should do, but there's also the sin. Okay, there's the sin of commission. Okay, where you commit to do something and you did not. And there's also the sin of omission, where the things that you should do and you're not doing. I'm guilty of that. You get me? There are responsibilities that diminishes the trust. Okay, I'm responsible to do this, but I didn't do it, and it erodes the trust. So the verse here in Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. I don't think it's there, but I'm reading something different. In Proverbs 3:6, in all your ways, acknowledge Him. In all your ways, not in some. How do I gain trust, Lord? How do I become trustworthy? In all your ways, look at your ways, what you do, okay? Acknowledge mo siya, Lord. And He will make your path straight. Okay? There's an acronym for the word trust. I don't think it's there in your notes, but I'm just saying this. There's an acronym for the word trust. The letter T is the word truth. In 2 Thessalonians 2:10, sabi doon, and in every sort of evil that deceives those who are perishing, they perish because they refuse to love the truth. Okay? And so that all will be condemned and will have not believed the truth, but have delighted in wickedness. That's why there's condemnation. You feel condemned and guilty. Okay? The truth. Okay? So being truthful is very important. The letter R in truth, in trust rather, is reliability. Reliable. Can I rely on you? Another way to increase trust is to become reliable. Okay? Are you reliable? Pwede ba kitang kasahan? Pag sinabi mo, gagawin mo ba siya? So reliability is another way to build it. Okay? Truth, reliability, very important. I tell my wife, honey, I'm going to call you every day. Be careful with words. Be careful with making promises. Okay? Oh, I'll bring you there. I'll go to do this. My daughter, sinabihan ko siya. Okay, buti na lang na-fulfill ko. Meron pang isa hindi ko na-fulfill. But she always asks me, because I promised her when she was a baby, si Bettina, honey, I'll bring you to Las Vegas. I'll bring you to this place. Okay? So nagawa ko na lahat. Isa na lang hindi ko nagagawa. Sabi ko, I'll take her out on a date in a limo.
Wow.
So, I haven't done that. Yung iba nagawa ko na. But she's always asking, are you reliable? Reliability is very important. Okay? And when you make promises, especially with kids, oh my gosh, be careful with kids. So if they ask me, Dad, where are you going? We will see. We shall see. Okay? I won't say, yes, I'll bring you there. No. Oh, okay, I know you're faith people and you want to believe for everything. But just be realistic also. Baka hindi kaya. Diba? Sometimes, like myself, I'm a visionary. When we say something, I have to carefully choose my words because some people take it seriously. And when it doesn't happen, I get hit. My integrity is affected. It's not because your intentions are bad. See, we judge others by their own actions and ourselves by our own intention. You heard that before, right? So, we be careful with the things that we say. The you is to be unified. Unified, your words should match your deeds. Your words should be the same as your deeds. Kaya nga, very important are your words. Okay? What you have, another term for unified is your private life. Okay? What you do in secret will determine your success in your public life. Okay? Now, in ministry context, as ministers, as Christians, okay, people will look not only to your public life, but the power comes from the integrity of your private life. Does that make sense? So it's unified. Pareho to, hindi siya iba sa linggo. Sa linggo, galing niya eh. Pero pagdating sa bahay, iba na siya. Hindi siya pareho. Or are you the same when you're alone in your room? In some place, no? The privacy of your life. I learned that before. I'll tell you something, men. Again, sayang wala si Gigi. There's so many things but anyway, she's coming. My wife's coming. Pasensya na kayo if I'm hitting on the men. Because I love you. That's why I'm telling you the truth. Sabi ko na, kung gusto nyo ng blessed life, okay, i-unify nyo yung private life nyo sa public life. Kasi really, the greatest blessing is knowing that your private life is glorifying to God. Okay? Kasi nakikita ni Lord Hindi mo maitatago Kahit anong gawin mo, hindi mo matatago yan. Malalaman niya. Alam ni Lord yan. Alam ni Lord yung ginagawa natin. Pero the good thing is, pag piniplease mo siya sa private life mo, oh my gosh, watch God work in your life. It's also going to be amazing. So, unified siya. And the S in trust is standards. Standards. Okay? Iba-iba ang standards natin. When we talk standards, sometimes it's very subjective. But the standards of God is perfection. Okay? The standards of men, okay na yan. Okay na, I am 98% good naman 2% lang yung, when ako 2% bad, pwede na. Diba? Nagbabasa na ako ng Bible Okay na. So pwede ka ng balanced life, diba? Pwede na before yun. Ang dami kong magagandang ginagawa, konti lang yung medyo hindi masyadong maganda Okay? And it's so important that we have the standards when you talk about trust, the standards of God. Okay? I have an example here. Sabi dito. Anyway, what you get if 99% were good enough. These are statistics in the States. If 99% were good enough, no phone services for 15 minutes each day, 1.7 million pieces of first-class mail lost each day. If 99% were good enough. They started computing. 35,000 newborn babies dropped by doctors or nurses each year. 200,000 people getting the wrong drug prescription each year. 99% is good enough. Unsafe drinking water 3 days a year, etc., etc. What's our standard? Ano yung standard natin? I'll give you another standard. No? When you talk about standards, for example, yung pag-alaga, for example this is your marriage has a standard. You create a standard for your married life. Okay? A lot of people, they live on the same roof. Okay? And the standards are not so good. So they just try to survive. Merong marriages na gano'n Do you understand? There are some marriages we've been married for 20 years and yeah, we're just surviving. Because we're doing it for our kids. For the sake of our kids. And you mean you don't love her? Wow, what a miserable life. You're just doing it for your kids. Diba? Ang lungkot naman nun, diba? Hindi kayo nag-enjoy. What's the standard? You have to have a standard. Diba you create your own standards? Okay, I want to, parang ano yan if you instill love, if you sow love, the woman will respond. Is that the standard that we want? Do you want to see love flourishing in the relationship? Then you have to create higher standards. Diba? Kailangan i-create yung standard Pag kailangan diligan natin water it every day. I try to call my wife. Every time I call her, utusan lang ako utusan. Hello, hi, good morning, hi, I love you. Still in the States. I love you. I'm about to come. Oh yeah, honey, by the way, nakabit na ba yung Tsaka nabili mo na ba yung I make a joke out of it, but really sometimes I really enjoy just listening to her voice. Too much But the standards, you create a standard in your relationship with your spouse. na hindi mo siya tinitake for granted. Okay? It increases the trust. And the last letter T is the trustworthiness. Okay? Trustworthiness is the currency or the value of the trust. How can I trust you? That's the trustworthiness. Like I said, all of this, when you begin to put it all together, it increases the trust. The trust value. It's never, like I said, the grace of God is there. See, Lord, even if we didn't do anything right, diba? And we did some stupid things, what does God do to us? He said, okay, son, if you truly repent, I will forgive and I will what? Forget. What? Grabe yung standard ni Lord. Hindi lang magpo-forgive. I have the ability to forget. Remember, I'm God. If I choose to forget, I will forget. Ganun si Lord magmahal. That's why tayo, we want to go back to God. God, because He gives you a clean slate. Clean. Not just washed, a little bit washed. No, it's perfectly brand new. Brand new start. Brand new. Wow, that's why His mercies are new every morning. That's why we're going to talk about, I don't want to go ahead, but for next week, I said our last next week is forgiveness, diba? So please come next week. It's going to be an amazing topic. But let me just say this to you. If God can give us a new slate, we have to learn to give ourselves a new slate. You can start afresh. You can start anew. Magsimula ka lang. Lord, before, my flesh, my desire, my ambitions is what I look to. I put my trust in so many areas. Today, I put my trust in you. Diba sabi ng Bible, some put their trust in chariots and weapons, and some put their trust in money, right? Which is fleeting. You hear today, God tomorrow. But they don't. You put your trust on God. Lord, I put my trust on you. I surrender everything to you, including my marriage. I surrender everything. Okay? I choose to forgive, and I will choose. Lord, give me the ability also to forget. Give me the ability to forget. Give me the ability to do that. And start a new slate. Okay? So, ngayon, knowing that, ngayon, alam mo na, pinatawad ka na, ano gagawin mo? Now, I will be very careful now with the little things. Sisimulan ko na. I will start fresh and I'll start new. Okay? I'm just going to go through the notes here before we go to the group discussion. Ako lang, gusto ko I just want to say this, no? A lot of times as a pastor, and I've been a pastor for 17 years, and we've heard so many stories of different people. And it's not something new. Hindi naman, grabe yun ah. We've heard so many already. Okay? And it's the same weapon the enemy uses. It's the same old trick the enemy uses. It's not the same. It's not something new. But the key really is making a decision to say, God, I want to be honest. I want to dedicate my time. I want to dedicate my actions. I want to dedicate my body. I want to dedicate my eyes. I want to dedicate my hands to glorify you. And I'll be open and candid with you. And I'll be truthful, Lord. Gusto ko maging totoo. Sometimes the hardest thing is to be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself and get a clear assessment. Ano ba ako talaga, Lord? Spend some time walking, Lord. Create in me a pure heart. Show in me, reveal to me areas in my heart that is hiding, kasi the heart is deceitful, sabi ng Bible. Pakita mo sa akin, Lord, yung mga areas na hindi nag-please sa'yo. Because sometimes I can lie to people and sometimes I lie to myself. But I want to be honest. I want to be honest with myself, God. Between you and I Ano yung nakikita mo, Lord? Ayusin mo ako. Kasi, I told you, first, for those who weren't here first session, I told you that as a pastor, I never encountered marriage problems. What? Yeah, we never encounter marriage problems. But, you mean, wala mong may problem? No. There's not a single marriage problem that I've encountered. But I've encountered people with problems who get married. Okay? It's not marriage problem. The problem is the person. It's the person. Until you become, and I say you become the person, it's not going to work. You have to become desire. God, I desire to become the person, the son and daughter that you have called me to be. Okay? Kasi the only way that you become truthful and trustworthy, let me tell you this, is you have to have an encounter with the God of truth. Pag na-encounter mo siya, maki-expose ka, makikita mo yung katotohanan. Does that make sense? So important. Teach me your ways, O Lord, and I will walk in your truth. Give me an undivided heart. Bakit nagkakaroon ng lack of trust? Kasi bakit 90%? Meron 98% trust, tapos may 10% lies, is because divided yung heart natin. Sabi niya, give me an undivided heart that I may fear your name. Couples who walk in truth know God's ways. Okay? Know God's ways. Couples who walk in truth have an undivided heart. And the couples who walk in truth fear His name. And number 5, I'm just going, number 4, a couple who knows the truth are set free. You're set free when you know the truth. And then number 5, a couple who live the truth pleases God. In 1 Chronicles 29:17, I know, my God, that you test the heart and are pleased with integrity. You're pleased with integrity. That's in 1 Chronicles 29:7. Ultimately, God is pleased with honesty and integrity. Okay? This is what you need to do. In your table, discuss something. Pag-usapan nyo, what is the thing that... Kasi I said so many things. What is one thing take home that you feel God's talking to you? And you can discuss it amongst yourself again. What is one thing? Just opening up the topic. So if you can face the other groups again. And the question is, what is one thing, maybe 2, that struck you? That struck you, I feel, I need to do this. This is one thing that God is speaking to me. Okay, maaaring one thing lang yun. That God is speaking to me so that I can develop trust and truthfulness in the marriage. Okay, face one another again, go back to your groups, and have the same discussion.